Having cold feet or tingling sensations? Legs feeling tired, heavy, or swollen? Plus, is there pain, cramping, or slow healing wounds? That's not just discomfort, it's a warning sign. That tells you poor circulation is silently destroying your legs, and you should fix it now. Blood carries oxygen, and poor blood circulation means insufficient oxygen to your muscles. So, muscles can't properly work, and you feel weak, numb, and even dangerous. Blood clots happens here and there too. But to avoid these, you can do only these simple exercises that can instantly boost blood flow, reduce pain, and keep your legs strong and flexible. Most seniors think if they keep sitting for a long time, it'd be good for them. Absolutely wrong. So, stay till the end. In the end, we'll also expose the #1 deadly habit that's sabotaging your circulation and how to reverse it fast. Number 1. Toe tightening. Boost blood flow fast. Your toes become the enemies to your legs instead of support. Because they're connected to a network that controls how well your blood moves, how stiff or flexible your legs feel, and even how fast your energy drains. But most of us spend all day either stuffing them into tight shoes or letting them stay lazy. So what happens? The muscles in your feet, especially around the toes, basically fall asleep. Blood circulation slows down, legs get stiff, and over time, small problems pile up into big ones, like swollen ankles, aching calves, or restless legs at night. Instead, do this one simple trick: tightening your toes. Not stretching your legs, not complicated yoga poses, just tensing up your toes while sitting. Do it for 3 seconds, relax, and repeat 5 times. When you do it, it wakes up dormant foot muscles, giving them a mini workout, which forces the blood to start moving again, especially upward, fighting the pull of gravity. Studies have shown people who regularly activate their foot muscles, even with minor movements like toe tightening, reduce their risk of serious leg issues, including deep vein thrombosis, DVT, by up to 30%. That's the same condition that can cause deadly clots during long flights or prolonged sitting. Think about it. Avoiding a life-threatening clot could literally end your shoes. But why do so many people walk around with stiff, sluggish toes without knowing it? Over 60% of people over 30 lose significant toe mobility and don't even realize it because it happens so gradually. But you see, only a simple toe squeeze can improve circulation, reduce stiffness, and prevent serious issues quite easily. Number 2. Ankle pumps. Reduce swelling and fatigue. Ever heard of economy class syndrome? It's when people on long flights get deep vein thrombosis, DVT, because of sitting still too long. Suppose you've been sitting on a long flight, barely moving, and by the time they stand up, your ankles are puffed up like overfilled water balloons. What's going on here? Why do your legs suddenly feel tight, heavy, and swollen? The first thoughts might be weight gain, salt intake, or even bad shoes. Now, these might be the additional problems. But the real culprit is that your blood is pooling in your legs by gravity. And it's more dangerous than you think, because without movement, your leg muscles gather excessive blood and stop pumping it back up. As a result, your leg swells, and it's not just uncomfortable. It can lead to something deadly like blood clots. But just a simple act of flexing your ankles back and forth, something called ankle pumps, can instantly switch that pump back on. The fact that something as simple as moving your ankle up and down can stop your legs from swelling like balloons sounds amateurish, I know that. But trust me, it's the best solution you got. It's like flipping the switch of a machine that's been jammed. Each time you point and flex your foot, you squeeze the calf muscles, pushing the blood back toward your heart and reducing the risk of swelling, clots, and even chronic leg pain. Basically, when blood starts flowing properly, oxygen reaches every corner of your feet, your nerves wake up, and suddenly, warmth returns. It's like unclogging a blocked pipe and watching everything rush back to life. And believe it or not, ankle pumps don't just help your legs. they improve your brain health too, because better circulation means more oxygen reaching your brain. And studies have shown that even mild leg exercises can sharpen memory and focus. One experiment by researchers showed that participants who did simple foot movements for a few minutes had better cognitive test scores afterward. And additionally, consistent movement of large muscles, even the calves, trains your arteries to stay flexible, reducing pressure buildup over time. So, here's the real question. If moving your ankle up and down a few times a day can reduce swelling, protect your heart, sharpen your brain, and lower blood pressure, why aren't more people doing it? Maybe because it sounds too simple to be true, and people just can't trust a simple solution when it comes to big problems. Number 3, ankle circles. Loosen joints and improve flow. People lose almost 50% of their ankle flexibility by the time they hit middle age, and they don't even realize it until they trip, twist, or develop nagging leg issues. Think about this. Your ankles are the hinges of your body. Every step, jump, squat, or stretch depends on how well they move. But when you sit for hours, barely move, or walk the same flat paths daily, those hinges rust. The result? Poor blood flow, stiff joints, and a domino effect where tight ankles mess up your knees, hips, and lower back. So how do you stop this? Not with expensive gym equipment, not with medicine, but with something that feels almost silly. Slowly circling your foot 5 times each way. Olympic athletes, especially runners and gymnasts, religiously do ankle circles before training. Why? Because their coaches know that even a 1% decrease in ankle mobility slows their speed, increases injury risk, and throws off balance. A stiff ankle doesn't just affect your foot, it disrupts your entire movement chain. And here is a bizarre fact. People with poor ankle flexibility are more prone to falls, and those falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in people over 65. The crazy part is most people only stretch their calves or thighs, thinking that's enough, while the ankle, the root of the issue, gets ignored. So how big should the circles be? As big as you can make them without pain. But here's where people mess up. They either go too fast, jerking the joint, or too small, barely making a dent. You need to imagine drawing a perfect circle with your toes, slow and steady, like you're sketching something delicate. Over time, that habit pumps fresh blood, lubricates the joint, and retrains your brain's connection to your feet. But why does increasing blood flow in such a small area matter? Because your ankles have no direct muscles. They depend on tendons and ligaments for movement, and those ligaments don't get blood flow easily. They rely on you moving them to stay healthy. If you stop moving them, they literally starve. Number 4, windshield wipers. Strengthen calves and loosen ankles. Every time you're stuck in traffic or waiting at a red light, you waste precious minutes. What if I told you that tiny moves in those idle moments could prevent leg cramps, ankle stiffness, and long-term joint issues? It's something so simple that even toddlers do it without realizing. Yet adults forget as they age. It's called the windshield wiper exercise, but not for your car, for your feet. Now here's the trick. You lift your heels off the ground, just enough so your toes still lightly touch. Then you swivel your feet side to side, like little windshield wipers clearing rain. That's it. Do this about 15 to 20 times, and you'll start feeling something bizarre. You might sense a slight burn in your calves, or even a loosening in your ankles. It feels harmless, almost too simple. It improves blood flow, reduces stiffness, and strengthens those tiny stabilizer muscles you never think about. Ever noticed how ballerinas seem to float when they walk? It's because of strong calves and flexible ankles, and they spend hours on these movements. A 2019 study found that sitting for more than 6 hours a day without moving your lower legs increases the risk of developing deep vein thrombosis, a dangerous blood clot, by nearly 2-fold, and your legs will feel lighter after doing it. Why? Turns out, when you swivel your feet like that, it triggers a chain reaction. your calf muscles contract and release, acting like a pump pushing blood back toward your heart. It's called the second heart effect of your calves. Your legs have their own circulatory engine. That means if you're not moving them enough, your lower body becomes like a blocked drain. Tension builds, swelling happens, and fatigue hits harder. But why do so many athletes, dancers, and martial artists swear by ankle mobility drills while the rest of us limp around blaming age or bad luck? The truth is, it's not age or bad luck. It's neglect. The ankles and calves are the foundation of your body. If they're stiff or weak, the entire structure, knees, hips, back, starts compensating and eventually breaks down. And that's why knee surgeries and back pain rates skyrocket, especially in people over 40. So next time you're waiting for your coffee to brew, standing in an elevator, or scrolling on your phone, ask yourself, are you letting your legs rot? Or are you giving them the 30-second tune-up they need? Because one tiny habit today might save you years of pain tomorrow. Number 5, marching in place. Full body circulation boost. Believe it or not, many people have lost their legs without being in an accident, just because of poor circulation. Every year, tens of thousands undergo amputations, not because of injury, but because their blood stopped flowing properly to their limbs. You'd think such a drastic event only happens to people with serious illnesses. Nope. It can creep up silently on anyone who ignores how blood behaves, especially below the waist. So, what's happening inside? When you sit for too long, scrolling your phone, binge-watching shows, or working at a desk, gravity causes blood to pool in your legs. It doesn't move back up to your heart fast enough. Your legs might feel heavy, numb, or tingly. That's your body's silent alarm. But if left unchecked, you risk clots, varicose veins, or worse, permanent damage to your blood vessels. According to a study, sitting for 90 minutes straight slows blood flow in your legs by up to 50%. Half. So how do you stop this ticking time bomb? Turns out, the simplest trick is just marching in place. This means lifting one knee, then the other, like a mini march. Hold each knee up for 5 seconds. Do it 10 times per leg. There's even footage of pilots on long flights doing this move to avoid deep vein thrombosis. But if you notice, your heart rate will go up when you do this. Why? Because your heart senses the sudden blood surge. It speeds up to keep pace, ensuring fresh oxygen keeps flowing. That elevated heart rate is not danger, it's efficiency. A mini workout for your vascular system. Japanese researchers discovered that people who did simple leg movements daily had 30% fewer cases of leg swelling and vein issues over a few months. But that raises another question. Can it impact something bigger, like your brain? Shockingly, yes. Poor circulation in your legs doesn't just stop there. Studies link sluggish leg blood flow to reduced oxygen in your brain. Basically, lazy legs equal foggy brain. But when your circulation improves, people report clearer thinking, sharper focus, and better moods. Now imagine you're stuck on a long-haul flight, 12 hours in, crammed in economy. This is prime territory for deadly blood clots called pulmonary embolisms. And the simplest, quickest way doctors recommend to slash your risk by almost half? Just start marching in place in your seat. That tiny movement could be the difference between a safe landing and a medical emergency. Number 6, leg extensions. Strengthen and circulate. You know what? Every 11 seconds, someone loses a leg, often from preventable issues like poor circulation or weak muscles. But they won't have to if they do this simple fix. Seated leg extensions. Just sit, straighten one leg, hold for 5 seconds, lower it, and repeat 10 times per leg. This quick exercise strengthens thigh and knee muscles while improving blood flow, which walking alone often doesn't target, especially if you're sedentary. A Japanese study found that elderly people who did daily leg extensions had 30% fewer cases of knee pain and muscle loss compared to those who only walked. Why? Walking allows stronger muscles to compensate for weaker ones. Leg extensions isolate each leg, forcing both to work equally. Neglecting leg strength increases the risk of falls and serious injuries. 1 in 4 people over 65 who break a hip die within a year, a chain reaction starting from weak legs. So, the takeaway is that a 2-minute daily habit can strengthen your legs, improve circulation, and sharpen your mind. Just sit, lift, hold, repeat. Simple enough to change everything. Number 7. Heel push. Stretch and circulate instantly. As mentioned before, sitting too long can damage your legs. It doesn't mean that running or standing is automatically good. Just know that staying still slows blood flow, tightens muscles, and increases the risk of cramps, varicose veins, and deep vein thrombosis. To avoid stillness, do heel push. Simply sit straight, press your heels firmly down with your toes flat, and hold for 5 seconds. This contracts your calf muscles, improving blood flow. It's why pilots, astronauts, and athletes use similar moves to prevent clots and cramps. Studies show regular heel pushes reduce leg cramps by nearly 50%. They also help with conditions like plantar fasciitis by loosening tight calf muscles. Just do them gently to avoid flare-ups. Even Olympic athletes use quick calf stretches mid-race to recharge muscles and prevent cramps. So, this is just one small move that has a big impact. Worst habit killing circulation: sitting too long. By now, you know that the biggest enemy of your legs is sitting too long. If you sit just 2 hours, your blood vessels can shrink by up to 50%, slowing blood flow like pinching a hose. When you stay seated, your leg muscles stop contracting. These muscles normally push blood back to your heart. Without movement, blood pools in your lower legs, causing swelling and poor circulation. Over time, this weakens veins, increasing the risk of varicose veins, blood clots, and heart strain. That's why passengers on long flights are told to walk, to prevent economy class syndrome. Your office chair or couch causes the same damage. Plus, UCLA researchers found that sitting over 6 hours daily thins the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. Reduced blood flow means less oxygen and nutrients, slowing cognitive function. The solution is simple: move regularly. You don't need a treadmill. A 2-minute walk every 30 minutes keeps blood flowing. Even standing up and flexing your ankles helps. A University of Missouri study showed that people who sat for 3 hours had 50% reduced blood flow, but those who walked briefly every half hour maintained normal circulation. But don't think standing all day is a quick fix. It can double the risk of varicose veins. Cashiers, teachers, and chefs often face swollen legs, stiff joints, and back pain. Why? Because standing still also limits muscle movement, leading to blood pooling. It's not sitting or standing. It's constant movement that matters. Stretch, shift, pace. Your body needs variety. So, you see, poor blood flow doesn't wait. It builds up silently. Which of these moves made you feel the difference? Which one will you stick with? Tell me in the comments, like the video, and subscribe. Your legs won't stay healthy if you ignore them today.